Hey everybody, this is Andy. I just wanted to say hey and make a quick video with my kids. They wanted to make a video for as long as they could sit still, which was about a minute or two, is what you'll see in the video. But we just wanted to talk about a couple games, a few games, a handful of games that we're playing while we're all stuck inside. My son has recently really gotten into video games, so we've been playing probably more than we should. And he's really into the Switch, so we're playing a lot of fun Nintendo games. And we just wanted to talk about that. So, hope you enjoy.
Hi, my name's Ellen. Hi, my name's Caitlin.
And
Today we were going to talk about our favorite video games we have been doing at home.
Alright, so there's going to be like 6, 7 games here that I'm going to recommend for people with young children or kids that are just learning how to play games while we're all, stuck inside the house right now, so isolating. So these are all going to be like great games to play as a family or for kids that are just learning, and they're all going to be mostly going to be on the Switch or on the Wii U, because some of these are ports or, very similar games. But anyways, that being said, the first game is a must and probably the best for teaching and for kids to learn how to play video games is Super Mario Party. Now, this is the 11th Super Mario Party, and this is probably one of the best ones, if you ask me. It is essentially a board game, if you don't know. You move around the board, pick up coins, have special events, get stars to win. You can do this as two people on a team. You can do it everyone for themselves. After each round two, there's mini games, and there's probably about 100 mini games. Most of them are pretty simple, like pick this up, put it over there, drive around the board, try not to get hit, things like that. There's a few that have like weird, wonky motion controls that my kids kind of got frustrated with, but they're all real quick, so you move on real fast if something's not working or if your kid's getting upset about the controls not working properly. You also don't have to play the board game. You can play just the mini games. You can also do this new rafting going down a river where you play mini games and try to get to the end, which is a lot of fun. We played this game a whole lot. We still play it from time to time, but there's not much for us to unlock since we played it so much. But it is still a great game to go back to. Highly recommended. Super Mario Party. Now, the next game is a great game for getting into 2D platformers, and that's KIRBY Star Allies. It's another game you can play with 4 players, which is a lot of fun because someone always has to be Kirby, but Kirby essentially can float. You can't fall in holes very easily in this game, which is great for them learning how to jump. And then there's 3 other characters, and the 3 other characters can change. There's all these different abilities Kirby can learn, as always. You have these cool things where you do friend circles and friend bridges, and you turn into like a spaceship at the end, and it's a lot of fun. My kids enjoyed this a lot. They also had a lot of fun learning new skills for Kirby and trying out all the new characters you can get. And they switched them all up, and you can do that real simple without swapping controllers around and stuff like that. You just find them and you throw a heart at them, and you can join your party. It's a lot of fun. We really like this game. So that is KIRBY Star Allies. Now the next game on our list gets a little more difficult, but you can vary the difficulty level. In most of these games, you can make it really easy or you can make it really hard, and that is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This is one of the ones that's also on the Wii U, so if you have a Wii U, you can still play this. We kept it mostly on the lowest, the easiest level, which is 50cc. There's also 100, 150. I think there's even a 200 and a mirrored mode, which are all very difficult. So what we've basically focused on was how to do the controls, how to shoot your abilities like the shells and stuff, how to stay on the track. We did that for a while, and we got all the way through the 50cc matches and beat all those races. They even got first place a few times without power sliding or doing any boosts or anything like that. So it was a great introductory driving experience for them. They had a lot of fun shooting turtle shells at each other and at me, especially the blue shells at Daddy. They love that. So hit Daddy with the blue shell, especially for you, Shell. They had a lot of fun doing that. I tried to teach the power slang. They weren't really understanding it, which was fine. They were a little young still. But they had a lot of fun just doing 50cc, and sometimes I would put this game in by myself and do some of the harder difficulties. But anyways, they had a lot of fun keeping it on an easy level and just learning how to stay on the track and do all these fun abilities that you get with the mushrooms and the chompers and the blue shells. They really enjoy it. That was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Now the next one is also a little difficult, but there's ways again around that, and that is New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe. It's a mouthful. But it's this is also on the Wii, but I don't think you can play as this Nabbit character, is what I had my son do. Nabbit, you can play as Mario, Luigi, the Toad, the Princess Toadette, and you can also play as this Nabbit character. But I don't think you could play Nabbit on the Wii U. I could be wrong. But anyways, in the Switch version, you can play him right from the start, and he doesn't get hit by anything. So your kid can just focus on jumping. And you know, in Mario, there's various ways to jump. You hold it in, you jump you can jump higher. You just tap it, you jump lower. You can spin the controller, and they like spin around, and you can like shoot fireballs if you have fireball and stuff like that. You can also like run and jump, which is difficult. You know, you gotta run and then jump. Sometimes that's a little hard for kids to understand. You gotta hold the direction, hold the run button, then jump, and you might have to turn in midair. So it was really good for him to just focus on all those things and learn how to jump in this game and not have to worry about getting hit by Goombas and, you know, all the other things that are going on. So he did start to learn it towards the end of the game. I did have to sometimes you can pick him up in this game. I was Mario. You can pick him up and like run with him and throw him over like things sometimes. So when there was harder jumps, there was like a obstacle that he couldn't figure out. We would do that a lot of the time, which is great. And also, if they die, they come right back, and they come back in a bubble, and you can pop them or not pop them, depending on what the area you're in. So it was a good game, another 2D game that you can play with your kids, and it's good for them to learn. And that is, let's see if I can get it this time, New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe. There it is. The next game we just started playing a little bit ago, and we haven't finished it yet, but it's a load of fun, and that's Yoshi's Crafted World. So this is a Yoshi game. It's a 2D scroller, but you can also go, I think it's like 2.5D they call it, because you can go into the foreground or the background at times, but it's still like on a single plane for a side view. And essentially it's Kirby, and everything's crafted out of like paper and boxes in this world. You can also put it on really easy difficulty with this. You can give Yoshi wings, so he's essentially a Kirby. He can float. So if they're having problems again jumping, this is a good thing that you can change the difficulty. Kirby can, you know, suck in eggs, and he can shoot them at things. And there's also one stage that they love to just replay over and over again. You turn into this giant Kirby, and you just like you have like big boxing gloves on, and you just punch all the surroundings. It's a lot of fun. They enjoy it a lot. So this is another great 2D side scroller that would probably be, it's a little harder than Kirby, but it's easier than Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe, is the Yoshi's Crafted World. I'd just also like to mention, if you have the Wii U, there's Yoshi's Woolly World, which is essentially the same thing, only everything's out of yarn. And I like that game a little better, so if you have the Wii U in that game, that one's a little more fun, I would say. But they're both essentially the same game. You do a lot of the same things. And that's Yoshi's Crafted World. A lot of fun. Now next is a game that you might want for an older kids, but it is like playful, and it's all with Mario characters, Nintendo characters, which is Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. So it is a fighting game, but it's a real simple fighting game. There's like a jump button, and then there's like 2 attack buttons, and those attacks change if you're like facing one way or if you're hitting down or up. So I mean, you can get really complex with it, but also it can keep it really simple. And the kids really enjoy picking all these different characters, and they really enjoyed unlocking all the characters. Um, you can do this as like there's a bunch of modes that you can do. My son really enjoyed the Celestial mode. I think it's a new mode where you essentially move through and you play stages and you beat up the characters in the stages. Sometimes there's more than one character. Sometimes there's other things, and you can attach spirits to your character, which gives you different abilities. It was really fun to play around with and try to collect a lot of those and upgrade them as you move along this map. And he had a lot of fun. He actually beat it. He got all the way to the end, and there's like this light and dark, and there's other worlds, and then you fight this light and dark guy at the end, and it was a lot of fun. Um, he still goes back and plays that every now and then, and he typically plays that Celestial mode. But this is a quick game too. It's like Mario Kart or Mario Party. Mario Party you can just quickly play a mini game, or Mario Kart you can just do like one race. But also in Super Smash you can just go and play one match real quick, and you like if you just have a little bit of time. So it's a lot of fun. It's not like you get stuck in the game and you have to play for like an hour. Like sometimes in Mario Party, if you start the board game, you have to play like the whole thing. Like I guess you don't have to, but it takes like an hour to finish or 40 minutes or whatever it is. I'm gonna rattle off some that I haven't played, but we have on our list that we want to play during this quarantine. One we just started, which is really hard, and we might switch to another game because it's even hard for me at times. Is Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Again, you can do this 2 players, and if it's as he plays a Diddy Kong, you can kind of float a little bit over jumps. But this game has a lot of platforming, and it's very difficult. And I've been frustrated a few times playing this game. So I don't know if it's a good game to play with like a young kid. But Diddy Kong does have like a rocket pack, so he can kind of float a little bit. He gets a little bit of an extra jump. And he can also jump on your back, like if he's having a problem, you can do the jumps while Diddy Kong's like hanging on your back. But, like I said, I'm even having a hard time sometimes, so if I fall in a hole, he falls in a hole. So it's very difficult. It's a fun game. I really like Donkey Kong Country. And this game is just as good as most of those ones on the Super Nintendo. But it's very difficult. So I would maybe stay away from that one, but it's still a lot of fun. Now, other ones that we have on our list that we haven't played is RAYMAN Legends. I have played this, and it's been around for a long time. It was on like the PlayStation 3 and 360, and so it's been around for a while. I think it was I think it's basically on every platform since the PS3 era. It is a lot of fun. You play this 4 players as well. We haven't played it yet. It's also hard, if I remember, but it's something you can play as a family. That is RAYMAN Legends. There's Puyo Puyo Tetris, which is another fun. Everyone knows Tetris. It's a really fun puzzle game, but you can also play Puyo Puyo, which is kind of similar, and it's matching blocks and colors. So that's another game that we could play. Then there's also Overcooked 2, which is on the Switch, which are a lot of fun. Which most of you probably know, it's a cooking game. You try to get ingredients and put them in certain areas, and you try not to start fires in your kitchen, and it can be difficult, but it could be a lot of fun at the same time. There's lots of Lego games that they have on the Switch. I bought the Harry Potter one a while back. We haven't played it yet. I know it's an older game, so that might not be as fun as some of the new ones, like the Marvel superheroes or the DC superhero ones. But there's lots of Lego games on the Switch, and those are always a lot of fun and pretty easy to get into, and usually not too difficult. And then the last one that is kind of a sports game. I should add sports game. We were playing Mario Tennis Aces, which can be hard at times, but it's also a lot of fun. And you can just play against each other. It's tennis. You can do like spin shots and smash shots and lob shots, but you can also just hit the ball back and forth. It's pretty fun to play tennis with Mario and Luigi and stuff like that. And again, there's a similar game on the Wii U, which is called Mario Tennis. I think it's Ultra Smash. That game I remember having a lot of fun with. And actually, if you had the amiibos with that one, you can like scan Toad, and he would show up in the back of the court. So if your kid's having a hard time getting from side to side, hitting the balls. There's like a safety net there, which is kind of fun. So I don't know if they do that in Mario Tennis Aces. I haven't tried it, but anyways, those are some games that you can play with your kids while we're all self-isolating and bored and sometimes driving each other crazy. So it's always good to come together with some games, some Smash Brothers, some Mario Party, let off a little steam, and have some fun.
My favorite video game was KIRBY.
KIRBY. What's yours?
My favorite game I've been playing is a Yoshi cardboard box game. You get to be a Yoshi and you find gems in like things. All the things are kind of made of craft and yarn.
Yeah. Oh, it's like Yoshi's Woolly World and Yoshi's Crafted World. That's your favorite right now?
Uh-huh.
Those two. And Owen, you like Kirby's what is it called? Star Allies. Why do you like that game so much?
Because it has my favorite character in the video game is KIRBY.
Kirby. Oh, do you like it when you do the friend stuff?
No.
The friend circles and the friend ladders,
Yes.
friend bridges. Mm-hmm. Okay, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Forget about home.